Welcome to this training session on creating service contracts within the system. In this video, we will walk through the step-by-step process, including entering contract details, adding services, and configuring essential settings to ensure accuracy and compliance. To begin, we navigate to the Service Contracts application. On the left-hand side, we can view a list of all existing contracts. To create a new contract, we select the Add button. By default, the system assigns the current date, which can be modified if necessary. Next, we enter a title for the contract. In this case, we are using Core Projects Ref 366772. Once the title is set, we define the source of the contract. If it is based on a quotation, we can select the relevant quotation. However, since we are creating a direct contract, we will select Direct as the source. We then specify the customer name, which in this case is Core Special Projects. Next, we proceed to select the applicable terms and conditions from the drop-down menu. The operating unit refers to the location where the contract is being registered. We also specify the salesperson or account manager associated with the customer and enter the customer PO number and PO date. For this example, the PO number is 366,772. We then define the contract type, selecting from a configurable drop-down list. The start date of the contract is specified here. For instance, we set it to Monday, the 17th. If the contract is open-ended, meaning it does not have a specified end date, we leave this field blank. Otherwise, an end date can be defined. In this case, we keep the contract open-ended. Next, we define the applicability of the contract, whether it applies to all customer sites or a specific project or location. In this example, the contract applies to all sites. Once all necessary details are entered, we click OK to save the contract. The next step is to add services covered under the contract. To do this, we click Add and select from the available list of services. For example, we select drill pipe structural inspection as a service. We define the quantity of work, which in this case is 210 units. The service code and billing criteria are displayed automatically. We specify whether the quantity of work is open or fixed. If open, the contract remains valid even if the actual service quantity exceeds the initially specified amount. The base rate is automatically retrieved from the Service Operations application but can be adjusted if needed. For instance, the default rate may be $650, but we can update it to $810. The statement of work is also displayed by default from the Service Operations application but can be modified before saving. Once saved, the system automatically populates the resource requirements needed to deliver the service. These requirements, sourced from the Service Operations application, can be adjusted based on specific customer agreements. For instance, some responsibilities typically assigned to the service provider can be reassigned to the client. Additionally, add-on charges can be applied if the client does not fulfill certain responsibilities, and these charges will be reflected in the invoicing. The billing criteria can be defined based on quantity and unit rate. For example, we set the unit rate at $120 per unit. A detailed description of work can also be specified as needed. The contract provides flexibility in defining responsibilities. Some tasks, such as transportation, materials, or equipment, may be assigned to either the service provider or the client, depending on the agreement. If necessary, charges for these services can be included in the contract or added separately as extra charges. Additionally, delivery reports can be configured to meet customer requirements. If modifications are required, such as adding or removing reports or documents, these adjustments can be made here. By default, all required reports are retrieved from the Service Operations application, but they can be customized as needed. Through this process, one or more additional services can be added to the contract, defining the scope of work, responsibilities, billing structure, and deliverables. Additional services can be included in the same manner. For example, we add another service, such as casing and tubing inspection, specifying a quantity of work of 52 units and defining the corresponding rate. Additional services can continue to be added as needed until the contract is complete. Thank you for watching this training session. We hope this guide helps you effectively create and manage service contracts within the system.